One of the reasons that I like Flyout is that it allows me to indulge my need to try different aerodynamic configurations and explore the why behind how they work. In this case, I wanted to try and figure out why the Canard delta wing configuration seemed to work out so well for tactical fighters. The configuration in various shapes has been used by Saab on their Viggen and Grippen, two of the best fighters built in their era, the Europeans in general with the Eurofighter, and again by the French with the Rafale, for my money the best looking fighter on the market today. And so this was the result. And to say that it worked out well would be a complete and utter lie pretty much across the board. This aircraft I'm calling the CF-10 Merlin is a conceptual interceptor or fighter designed to evaluate the Canard Delta design configuration in a comparable airframe to an F-16 or a similarly sized aircraft. It's powered by a single low-bypass turbofan engine with an afterburner. It has a crew of one pilot. For dimensions, it's 18.8 meters or 61.6 feet long and has a wingspan of 14.8 meters or 45.8 feet. Its maximum service ceiling is 25,000 feet. For aircraft performance, its rotation speed, standard day, sea level, max weight is 170 knots, max Mach is 1.2, and its approach speed fully loaded is 170 knots. It has an endurance of up to 2 hours, but that changes drastically on altitude and power settings. Sea level with afterburner will only give you about 15 minutes of flight time, and it has a range of only about 500 nautical miles. The statistics alone don't exactly tell a good story. I took the aircraft through a flight test regimen and tweaked it to get to the configuration you can see here, but the problems present themselves quickly. You see, in order to be a good interceptor, the aircraft needs to be able to climb to altitude quickly. For the Merlin, unrestricted climb will only get you to 25,000 feet, which is below the bombers that they would have to intercept, and that's with full afterburner, and then the Canards stall out and you lose control authority after that. Further, the aircraft will barely break the sound barrier even at high altitudes and outright refuses to do so at sea level. And it's not good in a fight either. Supposedly, the Canard Delta configuration allows for quick, snappy turns, but this aircraft doesn't want to turn. It has a decent roll rate, but the Canards don't really work. They lose aerodynamic authority in almost all turns. Now, this is partially solved by making the ailerons into elevons, but control authority is still limited. While the aircraft can initiate a turn up to 5 Gs, the energy dissipates quickly, and as the aircraft slows, the Canards become less effective. Turn rates aren't easy to measure in Flyout, so I'm using sustained G in a turn. Generally, the Merlin can initiate a 5G turn, but the turn will dissipate to 1.4 Gs in about 5 seconds even with full afterburner. And it's not as if the engine isn't powerful enough. The engine generates 120 kilonewtons of thrust in afterburner and 70 kilonewtons without. It's also thirsty, as indicated by the aircraft endurance. Finally, it refuses to break the sound barrier. I've gone through and area ruled all the areas that can be, but I'm at a loss at this point to figure out why the performance is so lacking. But at least it looks good. Now, it's worth noting that this is my attempt at this configuration. Clearly, it works because multiple other fighters use this configuration, so clearly, I'm just doing something wrong, and I haven't been able to figure out what it is. Sometimes you just don't hit the mark, and that's okay. These sorts of designs are useful in evaluating why they don't work, and so learning can finally take place. And while I was unhappy with this configuration, or at least my attempt at this configuration, that doesn't mean the Merlin's days are over. Oh no, not yet, but that's for a future video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe so we can grow this channel. And as always, thanks for watching.